Well, hello there, buckle up shock seekers, and welcome back to your favorite channel for skin on the glittering galaxy of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Welcome back to our channel and hello to our lovely ladies and gentlemen. Here we are once again with yet another scorched earth take to separate some heads from this whole Meghan and Harry ordeal. Sit back, this one's a thrill. Things seem to be very ugly behind the scenes with the royal outcasts from what I am reading. The word is that Harry is done with Meghan and her tactics in playing games and the way in which she constantly tries to control how the news is spun. He's fed up with being her marionette on her strings. The final straw, do you know what it was? This unwillingness to return to the UK, even though Harry is understood to want to return, at least part-time, points to a major stumbling block in any potential future plans the pair may have to work in Europe. This was, the whole point of Megxit, to be able to split their time between North America and the UK. However, lately Meghan's less interested in even visiting, let alone moving back in any capacity. Now before we jump into the stormy waters of this discovered truth, if you are not already subscribed, then do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We have some explosive content coming here soon and freedom and you won't want to miss it. Well, my sources say such an explosion of nuclear proportions occurred only recently at their Montecito estate, so now things sealed the dissension, so disruptive that its foundation could be shaken. Harry, the laid-back, easygoing partner, has had enough. According to insiders, the tension between the men had been boiling over for months, if not years, and this was only the latest in a long series of flare-ups. Harry has been feeling more and more frustrated and alienated from his family, as well as from his homeland. Prince Harry has been left heartbroken after the rift with his family deepened when Meghan refused to consider coming to the UK, even on a humanitarian visit, it can also be revealed. His friends have said that Harry in particular is keen to re-establish roots back in the UK and thinks a prolonged stay would be therapeutic for the family, who have had a rough time being scrutinized and hounded in the US. In contrast, Meghan seems to be more rooted in her new life in California, where she can supposedly better control her public image and her interactions with the press. Some claim her reluctance to come back to the UK is a convenient excuse to continue living her independent and slightly freer former life away from the glare of the royal family. The priorities have clashed and Harry says he feels he is always meeting Meghan in the middle, but in doing so he has been compromising on what he himself wants. The most recent blow-up at their Montecito home was a final straw, the culmination of months of mounting tensions, a nuclear showdown that has effectively left both sides to wonder if the partnership can or should survive. And the developments in this unfolding saga makes it even clearer that the road will be rough for Harry and Meghan going forward. Can they eventually find a way back to each other and make it work, or is this the end of the fairy tale romance for good? We will just have to see, but one thing is for certain, this couple will continue to be dramatic. An argument escalated between Harry and Meghan and ended with the prince yelling, "Stop lying, it is not pit of all greatness, you've been blackmailing me. I'm not your marionette." He may have left, but not without vehemence. He slammed the door on his way out. You cray, in which neither would back down, ever, under any circumstances. I mean, imagine that. This escalated to where Harry is treated like a prisoner to Meghan's anti-monarchy, anti-UK agenda, and her continual blackmailing. Harry believed as they embarked on a life together that he would be able to balance those two worlds, one foot here in the royal family and one foot in the new, independent life he and Meghan had created as a couple. Instead, he is now effectively a captive 24/7 to his domineering wife. Honestly, out of the two, is anyone really shocked that Meghan is the one who is desperate to avoid royal life? The very woman who has gone to such great lengths to demonstrate her contempt for the institution from day one. Her swift departure from the royal institution and the UK was an impressively speedy exit on the back of a tidal force of resurfaced generosity. No wonder Harry has seen sense and sought refuge from her leech-like grip, if only for a while. He has years of unique relationships and goodwill with the British public that Meghan could never possibly understand. However, this connection is being entirely cut by the selfish whim of hers. Against his wishes, they are, in effect, pulling the royal out of Harry. This loss sticks with him like a magnet to the iron in the blood of us all. What happened on the TV show to which Harry scurried after blowing a head gasket on the air? If what I heard is correct, he jumped on a private plane straight back to London, his aim. To escape the metaphorical prison he feels chained in and regain a bit of his royal background. In London, Harry tries to take comfort in the familiar and does catch up with his family and friends who have been with him every step no matter what. The palace, once a location of protocol, of institution, is now a sanctuary where can he ponder his history and his fate. Harry desperately needs these reconnection moments, reminders of who he really is and what he loves most. Meghan, meanwhile, sits in the US probably having the meltdown of the century over trading in their miserable life. For Prince William, Meghan Markle's refusal to reconnecting with the royal family is the relocation bin which is becoming more harder to forge. But as he rediscovers one slice of his past, he must confront the uncertain world of magic eras and the pathways that stem from each. Harry's return to London is not simply a return, it is a journey to rediscover himself and his own personal freedom. As he tries to navigate this difficult period of his life, the world watches and waits, hoping Harry and Meghan resolve this in a way that brings peace to them and the royal family and still respects the values of what royalty truly means. The whispers are getting louder. It is a coming, like I said, it is a coming, people. But Prince Harry is about to make a very life-altering choice that could lead him to cross the pond. It would create a much-needed distance between Meghan Markle, geographically and emotionally. When he finally creates some space between him and the toxic cloud of narcissistic negativity that is Meghan, he will have the space in his mind to contemplate on the future of his next chapter in his life. Most importantly, whether or not he actually has a desire to live eternally under her blackmailer thumb. And maybe, just maybe, we are witnessing the final moments of a countdown to his release. But then, hello. We all know that this power play drama has only one foreseeable ending. Meghan will probably win by looking as evil as classically Meghanly possible. The safe, sensible option would be for her to dig her talons deeper into Harry, using the threats and emotional warfare she always unleashes. Her kids, they'll likely be used, she'll imply that she's heard more truth bombs and she will utilize every weapon in her manipulative arsenal. Prince Harry might then resign himself to becoming a repuppeted prince one day, crawl back to her Montecito lair with his tail between his legs for the time being. Mad respect to Quentin for struggling to be recognized, even though his attempts are feeble at best. It is quite commendable because deep down, he is trying to salvage a little bit more of his old life, his old ways, and his old self. Meghan, however, has shown herself to be an indomitable, ruthless adversary. She will protect that toxic, private little empire she created over the decades with her life, keeping wake anyone or anything that rocks it. She is petty and vindictive, willing and able to crush any perceived insubordination. By any means necessary, let nothing or noon stand in the way. The drama that unfolds is not only one of an internal struggle, but of power, control, and the depths a person may go to just to keep themselves together. Many can relate to Harry's situation, as a prisoner in a relationship that was sucking the life out of him. His case is a very public, in-your-face example of how difficult it can be to separate from controlling forces. The vigil of the world has been watching, praying for the moment that Harry can summon the courage to break free once and for all. This could just be our first initial break and eventually lead to a more permanent one. But regardless of the end result, the narrative of the quest to be his own man is riveting and inspiring. That's what happens when you decide to get in bed, literally and figuratively, with a narcissistic, emotional blackmailing, manipulative black hole like Meghan Markle at the end of the day. The woman has toasted the earth and planted more desolation than Genghis Khan. She is a complete life ruiner and she knows it. And if you don't believe me, just ask her own family and anyone else she has ever cynically ghosted and discarded over the years for daring to breathe the wrong way. Her broken relationship with her father and the numerous friends and connections she has made that have either been left behind or stepped on her way to her assumed success. Some call her ambition admirable, but others think she mows down everyone in her path, leaving a trail of emotional destruction in her wake. So props to Harry for trying to break free again, but I doubt anyone is holding their breath for a revolution when it comes to upending the status quo power dynamic. Wishful thinking and wish away all we fucking want. That guy is there for the long, miserable ride as Meghan's newest enabler and sycophant. What looked to be his valiant stand for love and freedom now appears as a sorry story of a prince caught in an enormous trap of manipulation. At this point, Harry's descent into that moral morass apparently has no bottom. And the relentless control and influence of Meghan has shadowed his once clear sense of duty and purpose and is blazing a trail towards an existential crisis. But at least we can look back on when Harry finally expressed some justified anger and defended himself. Just before the inevitable point where Meghan slithered and manipulated her way back into the puppet master role. It's a tragic story, really. Prisoners get yard time every minute or so, don't they? It was a flicker of the old Harry we used to know, the strong, fiercely independent Harry. But just as soon as it emerged, it was extinguished by the inescapable presence of Meghan's excellence. What are you guys thinking on it? So what are your thoughts? Drop the comments and let me know, what do you think? Can Harry ever get control back of his story, or is he destined to be a marionette in Meghan's play? In the meantime, keep watching. You didn't heed it here on the YouTube. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the Get Troll News Facebook page for the latest on the royal family. Thanks for watching. Until we meet again for more juicy royal family news. Bye for now.